it's still showing
I know, right? Can't fix that. What's going on, everyone? This is your man Ant, and I'm here with a special guest, financial advisor, Invisible Hands Asset Management,
that. Yes.
entrepreneur, owner, Clay Gustave, here with us today. KBG is not here right now, so Clay thought he'd come kick it with us. Kick it with me today.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
And discuss what's going on in this crypto world.
Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How you been, man? How your week since the last time you been on here?
It's been pretty good, I don't, nothing major, just taking it easy. I've been watching what you guys are doing, seeing, paying attention to the guests, trying to get, follow the topics, see what you got going on here.
Yeah, man. We had Sergio Adams, Common Counsel, down in Albany.
Yeah.
He was there. I think he was there. We did him the week where all the politicians was up here trying to get some money. So
how'd that turn out for you?
It turned out pretty good. I mean, only I wish I capitalized. I missed out on the gut. Eric Adams was up here. I missed out on Eric Adams.
He was here. I did hear that. So, well, I guess what I want to know is like, in talking to a politician, how did that help out?
So it gives a broader understanding that some politicians are into the crypto and see the value of crypto in the future. Then I know there's some on the fence is saying we don't want this. So I always want to get both sides to understand why. Where's the disconnect?
Right.
So I know Eric Adams accepted his paycheck in Bitcoin.
Right.
So I want to understand what drove him to that notion to do that.
Right.
Then I want to talk to other politicians that say, yo, that's against it. Then let's talk, let's have a dialogue.
So I get what you're saying about, people getting into it. I just think that there's something more to it, right? Like, I don't see how politicians fit in.
I mean, like I said, they're the one that set the laws. Remember, they already got the task force going on right now. And like I said, they try to pick the laws, but the laws, it never works out down the line.
Well, yeah, so that goes hand in hand with what's happening with all the companies in the crypto space, right? Like another company is going through it, right? So and if you want to speak, I know you want to speak on it. So another company, what company is that now? So
it's a bunch of Tether.
Tether
is I'm trying to get more information on it. Like, I was reading it. I don't know if they were creating fake accounts to open up bank accounts.
There we go.
And it's like
there we go.
And I know Binance US is trying to buy Voyager, and it was blocked.
Really, it was blocked. Is it public? Why public? Well,
it's public information. I was watching it on CNBC.
Really?
Okay. And they blocked the
merger
and the buyout. Like I said, now they have to sell. And you got that technology sitting there. Like, who's going to buy that technology?
So how do I understand this, right? When in this space, in this BT miner space, and I guess it's okay to be critical of BT miners. What's the benefit for people now in this day and age to kind of jump into this space, this unregulated space?
All right, so the benefits of jumping into the crypto space is it's another way to diversify your portfolio.
Right. I mean,
so it's another passive way to make passive income.
Okay.
So you can either buy or trade crypto, or you can mine it. And being in the space right here, BT miners are into mining.
Okay.
Hence off the name. So that's another space to make money. Like I said, if you have enough money to invest, you could invest into a miner and you could build yourself a little conglomerate.
Okay.
By yourself.
Okay. So what about with the laws and the rules and the cracking down? And because I can understand how it can be hard to at first learn how to mine. That's the mining aspect of it, right? The actual physical work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
But then to take it to the fast forward it. At the same time, there's a business component of it, right? Managing the rules and what's legal and the money and bringing in money or not bringing in money or.
So that's a good question. So I hate to say this, and it's split between the two parties. So you talk to, Democrats don't think because they don't follow the line for one another. So some Democrats say, yeah, let's do it. And, you building the entrepreneurship, you building job. If you do grow it, you building job, you creating job creations, and things of that nature. And other Democrats saying no, but Republicans is all for it.
Right.
Because like I said, they see the value of the job creations, and you bringing an income into that community, wherever you decide to set up at.
Okay.
So that's the difference. And I hate to say that. It depends on, it's a party system that, like I said, one's against it, half is against it, the other half is for it. Then you got other side is all in.
So I don't know that I see it as a party thing. I think it's as an education thing. But I think sometimes you could blame parties for a lot of things.
No.
Giving you
Ted Cruz is adopting he want to put Bitcoin vending machines and the houses and stuff like that. No, not in the House of Representatives, and have vendors accept crypto so that he get his consent, his colleagues understand it.
Right.
So like I said, you got to look now. Like I said, the scapegoat is the party thing, but it is a party. It is a party issue.
I don't. So again,
or it could be an age. It could be an age thing, or it could be education.
I think how could you? So I think the challenges are the most basic ones that we're not talking about. Right? A regulated space versus deregulated space.
Yes.
Right. So you have regulators trying to regulate a deregulation. It doesn't make any sense in a way. So that's kind of why I think it's a challenge, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. So all right. So with SEC, what they're doing to deregulate space, and that comes down to my personal thing is greed. It's like, yo, how can I tax that? It's like, yo, United States see all that crypto money coming. They own crypto themselves.
Okay.
The United States own crypto. The government, and they see all this tax money, like all this trillions of dollars coming in.
I disagree. I don't think it's as fast as you think it is. I don't think the government operates that fast. Right. I think that the government, I don't see them being able to make rules and regulations based on market movement and plus the crypto volatility. I don't think. I think you give the government too much credit. I think they're not even there yet. I think they don't even know how to.
They don't.
Right. So saying that they see the money, the money's coming in, but where and how and why and what do we do with it and how do we regulate it? So that's all I'm saying.
I thought it was greed. Like, yo, they can't tax it. Now you can tax the platforms, but you can't tax the crypto that's coming in.
Okay.
I think, like I said, it comes to greed. That's like I said, the government always say it's money. Like you can do anything else in this world.
Right.
God forbid you could kill somebody and kind of get away with it. Right? You cheat on your taxes. Impossible. You're not going to get away with it.
Well, so they say you're not going to get away with it, right?
You're not going to get away with cheating on your taxes.
Right.
Uncle Sam going to make sure you get his money.
Right. Okay. Understood. I don't know. I just, again, I'm just looking at how all these companies that are local are still getting. These small companies are still getting, they're still finding ways to catch people doing wrong.
And like I said,
in a new space.
Exactly.
In a new space.
And like I said, but in old spaces too, people doing dirt and old.
Yeah.
But it's not publicized enough.
Actually, it's not true. It is publicized. I think I guess the point I'm trying to make is that the crypto space wants so bad to be independent and step aside and wants to have their own lane, but they still have to go by what Big Brother's doing. That's the only thing. And I'm trying to understand, how do they separate themselves? Like, it just doesn't, it's not, I don't know that it makes sense to me.
How do they separate themselves? So that is an interesting dynamic, even in the crypto community, because some individuals want the government to come set some rules.
Mm-hmm.
Some don't. So we got a tipping point. What's going to happen? What's going to be what's that thing saying? What's going to break the camel's back? Like, what's going to say? The government said we all in. We're going to regulate.
Well, they can't, right? So that's the thing. Didn't you say the government owns crypto?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the government owns crypto, at some point people have to figure out there's ways to buy it, right? So there's Coinbase and all these other industries.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, what I'm trying to understand is like, I think with anything else, where you're investing your money, you want some level of transparency.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that no transparency exists makes it that much harder to explain and to defend.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's no transparency, then we are running into issues where people just don't trust it. Like, you're asking people to put their money up in investments, which are already considered risky situations.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn around and say you're going to get a return on your investment, or there's a possibility you don't.
Yeah.
Right. So if you don't, but why don't you?
So it's pretty much you're right. There's no transparency based on everything that's been going on, and it's hard to find trust into a certain entity, a certain platform to say, "Hey, I could trust you. I could put my money into you. I could trust that you're not going to do some Bernie Madoff thing." And I'm left with the bag.
Right.
So that distrust is highly there when it comes to crypto. And like I said, you want to get the majority of, I'm going to stick to America, like 16% of Americans invest in crypto. No, knows about crypto, I believe. I hope I'm not saying it backwards. Knows about crypto. That's a small percentage.
It is.
It's a very small percentage. Now you're trying to get other people into it so more people could buy into it. You watch the news, the FTX, the Genesis. I always forget this company is in Canada. Like, this dude stole tons of money and no one get access to it.
Right.
He suddenly died, quote unquote.
Right.
So that, like you said, that transparency, what happens, like you're making money, then hand over fist, then it stops. Right. So like I said, that trust is hard to build back up. Like everybody's going through it. I think FTX was set everything off.
Really?
They had people look. They started having people look. The SEC and the government really looking at this crypto platform. I mean, they're probably looking at them already.
Right.
But what FTX did,
really pushed it over the edge. Well, again, I don't understand what everybody's trying to do, even with btminers and having mining machines, if you will. How did this become a boom? Like, because if you think about it, even at some point, even Bitcoin was hard to mine, right? You know what I mean?
It wasn't, because once
so it's hard to mine now. You can't mine it now.
You can mine it now. You're thinking of Ethereum. You can't mine now because once they switch from proof of work to proof of stake.
Okay.
So you can't mine Ethereum whatsoever. So Bitcoin and mining been hand in hand for the last almost 12 years. So the first operator of the mine of Bitcoin was Bitmain. So back in the day, before even the small percentage got into it, you could get 25 Bitcoins a day. Back then, it was nothing.
Right. Okay, I see.
Because there was not people in there.
So then now that's my point. So now that the market is saturated with people, this is so much harder for.
It's hard to. So it's saturated, but the barrier entry is it's still easy to get to. Crypto Cam, what's up, brother? So the barrier entry is still there. The entry is still there. It's easy to get into, even though it's still a oversaturated market with the small percentages. Because you got different pool house you could join. You got the real big boys that spend the big money.
Right.
Their pools are probably bringing in that good stuff you're looking for return.
Right.
You got the small fries like us join up in the pool, like so we getting a return, but not on that same the same level.
Right.
Or you could do it by yourself
Right.
But it's more harder.
Right.
To find that algorithm so you can get return back.
Okay. Makes sense.
So a lot of people join the pools out there,
right,
and say, "Hey, I'm part of this solo mining."
Man, listen. At this point, I feel like if anybody's doing any sort of mining, anything, I mean, it should not be promoted.
Why not?
Because you have to have the slow grind. I think the grind has to exist. Does that make sense? Like the grind has to, like you have to grind and you have to be able to show something. So you should go underground, pound out some months, maybe some years, show some numbers and some stability. Not to say that volatility also stability, but I'm saying over a period of time. Just prove that there's returns, prove that there's proof of something happening, prove that there's, people are doing some substantial business, legitimate business. That's just what I would hope is happening.
So keep it underground.
Yep.
And
get private investors, always try to get some venture capitalists involved. People that's going to put up some bread just to make, that believes in your vision. But I disagree with wanting to spread the word. I think wanting to spread the word is what's doing the damage.
I mean, is it really? They can say now. They can say you could mine without owning the miner. Is growing. You could do it from a hosted facility. You could cloud mine. You can even buy a hash rate. You could buy a hash rate. Okay. And
what's that hash rate?
So the hash rate is what that computes the power of the miner. So let's say for the K3, it hash at 166. So that's a lot of power for that algorithm. Okay. That's computing for it. So you could buy that. Really? There's companies out you could buy just that hash rate. Okay. And make your money, and you never have to touch a miner.
So why more people aren't doing it?
Some people, you got different values. You got different visions. So you got people that's old school. I want my miner. I want my physical miner in front of me, and I can see. Okay. Or you got people that say, "Yo, this is good. I can cloud mine. I'm gonna do a hosted facility, pay for the electricity, and keep it and go." So you got different investors. But like I said, majority of our investors, yes, do the hosting, and also, like I said, you want the physical miner.
Okay. Okay. It's really interesting to me. I think this is not one of those things where you could learn on a one shot deal, right? Like it got to be something that over a period of time. Only because, again, going underground just shows, and waiting a period of time just shows a track record of successes or failures, right? Like so sometimes I think in even investing, you can even bet on someone's failures and win. Right? So I think it's important just to be able to share on that level. But the other thing is that there's some things in the news, right? Some things in the news.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go with this?
Yeah, man. So now here's a question for you. With the SEC cracking down on crypto platforms, will people turn away from investing into crypto?
Yes. Period. Yes. What do you think?
See, me, I'm a gambling man. So
what does that mean?
So because they cracking down on them, you try to get the bad apples out, right? I believe there's still some good crypto platforms out there that's going to do right by the people. Okay. I hope, and that's usually the business model, or we're going to start a business just to scam.
So you're saying that crypto is doing right by the people? That's what crypto's about, doing right by the people.
It's doing right. It's believing in the business model. I know it's hard. It's hard to say. I bet the gamble.
You what?
I bet the gamble to say, okay, really? I can find a good crypto platform to store my coins at that has a track record. I know you can fake the funk nowadays.
Wait, is it because you know about it, or is it just because that's what you think? Because it doesn't. Because I can't see why.
Because I know about it. Plus, if I didn't know about it, I'll probably be wary. Then I say I will talk to a few people.
Talk about a strategy.
Yeah, I would talk to a few people, find out, hey, what you know about these I heard about,
Okay.
Binance leaving United States, not want to do United States business.
Okay.
FTX, Voyager, Kraken.
Okay.
Getting cracked down. No pun intended. Getting out of here. So you hear about Coinbase and stuff like that. How you feel about Coinbase?
Right.
And they say, yeah, I do Coinbase. Like, I've been Coinbase for years. They trusted and hope,
All right.
It's like anything. It's like remember back in the day, when they used to show, they still show it on TV. They do commercials of going to a broker to buy stocks.
Yes.
It's still there, but do you really need a broker?
Now, no. Well, it depends. So actually, if you think about it, it depends. I think some people do need brokers, right? Like, no, you don't actually need a broker, but I do believe brokers are necessary. Okay.
All right. Once all these apps are developed, Robinhood, how many brokers lost their jobs?
But then what it did was it brought in a whole slew new boatload of investors.
It did.
But it also separated the meatball from the pate, I guess, if you want to call it, right? So the meatballs get to do what the meatballs do, and the pate does do what the pate do. So if you're one of those people that we're talking about, what's the word we're just using?
What
if you're one of the people that, so if the people that do the investing for you in the market,
the brokers,
God, if you're a broker, they work with the people that can afford them. Mm-hmm. The meatballs work with the people.
But the meatballs do got money. You got meatballs.
I'm not saying so. I'm just calling it. I'm just for the sake of the terms. It's just I'm saying it's the same thing, but it's called two different things, right? Like I'm not saying that the meatballs don't have money, but those are some of the people that just go out and do it themselves, versus the people that don't know enough but want something to do but can afford to pay somebody to do it for them.
Are the brokers trying to get into crypto? Those same brokers.
I think people who have education about crypto are going to get into it.
Yeah. So let's say I didn't know, right? Let's say I went to someone. What was it? What was the name of the big company? Something, right? One of the big brokers. These are advertised for. They E-Trade, whatever. Yeah. I talked to one of those guys, right? And they say, hey, I want to get into crypto. You think they wouldn't pivot? They should pivot into that, or keep the middleman out and deal directly with the platform itself.
What do you mean? So the actual person you're talking to?
Yeah, or deal with the platform itself.
Well, no. I think if you work for a company, you have a responsibility to your company to do what's right? They call that a fiduciary responsibility. Mm-hmm. So, if you're talking about me, somebody calls me and says, "Hey, I want to invest in something." If I know about crypto and I feel like this is something that my client wants, and their investment style works for them, that's how I would approach it. If that was one of my specialties or something like that. Now
it goes back to, do crypto need a broker? Do you need someone to help guide people into, they say, hey, these are the coins you need to?
No, that's a good question, Mike. But I think yes, but no, because again, it just has to do with the fact that how do you explain it? How do you explain what you're investing? And sometimes you need somebody to be the middleman to explain what its performance is. Or if the investment model matches what the customer's investment model
is looking for. So people that's watching, let us know, do crypto need a broker? Do you need a middleman to help guide you to invest? Or you just go on the platform, like a Binance, Coinbase, or crypto.com and just go from there?
Yeah, I think Ann is right. I think when you the more you think about it, you kind of do need a person. You need something. Because I think you have to promote it. It doesn't make sense to me in a way. I can go back and forth on this one. I can go back and forth.
All right. So we're gonna stay. Do you believe the SEC is on a witch hunt on crypto? Before you answer that, many in the last live with KBGE, we talked about Big Gary, I call him Big Gary Gensler, but offered a job at Binance way before he became chair of SEC.
Right.
He was a professor at MIT. He said he was giving them advice, but he wasn't taking what we don't know. He wasn't taking no financial. Like, I'm giving you free advice.
Okay.
Not paying me for it.
Okay.
And the people that he gave advice to, he just lined them out.
Really?
Taking them out.
Really? So you're saying that he has a personal vendetta against the.
Should he? I think he lost money. I think he lost money in crypto, and said also our family member lost money.
Okay.
And he's on a vendetta. He says for the security purpose of the U.S. trader.
Right, because we have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
His whole job is to literally do what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, who best to kind of defend or stop it besides somebody who's always also been in this situation, right? Like, you don't want somebody coming into your crypto space saying that has not been in it, telling you what to do. He's at least been in the system and he kind of knows what to do, right? Like,
yeah, he gave advice how to get in, do business in the United States with these platforms.
Really, he needed to explain that.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to talk bad about the guy, but like I said, like
create local website near you, right? .com.
And how to get in, and the same people he got in, he's taken out. The people he gave advice. So it's like this witch hunt. Like I said, because crypto's so new.
I don't understand how you can call it a witch hunt though.
Like I said, he's going hard because he's going after people that have the coins, like the CEOs of Cadena.
So it's not a witch hunt, bro.
Ethereum.
Is it a witch hunt? Like this is not like something like you can't prove.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good, right? Haven't they been successful in taking people down?
Yeah, and finally, and now some of these companies, platforms is leaving the United States or don't want to do business in the United States because of what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta buy a VPN just to trade to get crypto.
You gotta what?
I gotta get a VPN just to.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Just to get crypto, man.
That's what this is about, right? Don't you have to do what you gotta do? No.
Yeah, you do, but like I said, damn, I gotta get the VPN now.
Right.
And I gotta show that I prove in some type of country I live in.
Remember before Napster was Napster?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Napster's still Napster, but
you gotta pay. It's still around. You still gotta pay for it.
Yeah, well, I know it's still around. I don't know if it's still. So the point I'm trying to make is that there was a time when people had to do what they had to do to get the stuff they wanted, right?
Yeah.
And now look at it; it's a legitimate company.
If it's Napster, then you got LimeWire after that.
Yes, but they're all legitimate right now, right? So I think that's always the way we gotta look at it. It's one of those things that you can't just.
So I believe that the SEC is trying to draw out the creator or creators of Bitcoin out the shadows.
Yes.
Because like I said, I could go after the CEOs, people that created Cadena, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Handshake, all these coins. Mm-hmm. But I can't go after Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is a big security risk.
Right. Too big to fail thing.
Like I said,
too big to fail.
Too big to fail. Too many investors get get things stolen from them.
Yeah. But
I can't go after the people that started it.
Because they might be onto something. They might be onto something. If they're too big to fail, they might be onto something, right? Like you gotta. That's the risks now, right? That's the government taking risks, right? Like, do we attack this or do we not? And they probably know themselves that there's something that they can't defend. They can't.
But like I said, they want to, because Big Gary said about Bitcoin is a big security risk. Due to everything's going on, like it's about who do you send that piece of paper to? Yo, you need to show up to court.
Right.
Who you send it to? Like, right. We could do our research on the internet, but be more advanced. We could
They could what?
Trying to find out.
Of course, and isn't that still the problem? Because the government owns Bitcoin as well. They don't want to be left out the loop. It's really that simple. And I think it's not. I think they don't know anything, and whoever has an ounce of success is going to be heavily scrutinized.
He said Bitcoin it's so interesting that I think me Phoenix, one of our subscribers, ideally, and we was talking. He would tell us like, yo, he was working for a Bitcoin, not Bitcoin. He working for developing a crypto coin for some shady individuals, and those the people that get away.
Can we have a minute for what shady individuals?
Like,
when you say shady, what's a shady individual, bud?
They develop coins, right? And that happens. You develop a coin, you got money, so you got money to develop one. I pay Justin Bieber, yo.
Yeah, this is your version of shady.
No. Look.
Shady right now.
I paid Justin Bieber X amount of dollars. Right?
Are you saying Justin Bieber is cool with shady people?
I've been saying it's money, right? You don't take the money. Like, yo, Justin, I pay you $250,000 to promote my coin. So Justin Bieber got like 200 million followers on Instagram. Yo, I just need 10% of that to buy into it.
Okay.
Once you buy into it, you think it's a pump and dump. People buy into the coin and build it up. You make your money back in.
So that's your definition of a
shady. But it's shady though, don't you think? Oh,
is it shady really? It sounds like a good business model to me.
Pump and dump is good business model.
Well, it depends on what you're in it for, right? Like, why wouldn't you pump and dump? First of all, if you can afford a Justin Bieber promotion, because that's what it is. It's advertising, isn't it? It's a budget. And then he does what he's supposed to do. You pump it. Who's to say you dump it?
And that's what he's doing. But there's a lot of people that does that in this industry, from NFTs to creating their own coin.
Okay.
And like I said, SEC
let's not get started with that NFT.
I know. I gotta get someone in here about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the guy I know, Ryan, he started his NFTs. He's pretty successful at it. But like I said, with an NFT, it comes with something. It's got to be attached to something. I know Crypto Can, he knows some stuff about it. He said you can use it in the metaverse and stuff like that. Because metaverse is coming.
Okay.
So you can use that.
Metaverse is coming.
It's here, but it's going to arrive. Like, everyone's going to be in the metaverse. Even you.
I'm going to be in the metaverse?
All of us going to be in there.
Doing what, by the way?
I have no clue, man.
Interesting.
I have no clue. Buying properties, doing everything
in the metaverse,
in the digital world.
So what am I going to do here? Well, I'm here in the physical world.
I have no clue.
You don't know what to see. This is the problem.
That's the disconnect, right? You need to set a disconnect. Like, yo, I'm about to join the digital world. I'm about to be a 10-time Playboy in there, but in the real world, I'm just me.
So yes, okay.
But like I said, that's a whole different conversation.
It is definitely a different conversation
about the metaverse.
The metaverse.
And how crypto is going to definitely benefit from the metaverse.
Well, so when we say crypto is kind of is a byproduct of the metaverse?
If you look at it now, how it's being set up, yeah.
Because I don't know anything about the metaverse.
Me neither.
You don't?
Yeah, but like
you brought it up?
I brought it up, like I said, because you just know what's coming. Okay, he's doing concerts and holding events in the universe, in the metaverse. It's being done.
I need us to do better.
Yeah.
I need us to do better to say the metaverse.
It's being done.
Okay.
So, I guess I'm trying to understand how.
So back to the point with the mining and the crypto space and regulation and SEC, right? If we look at it from that perspective, do we want the SEC to bring out the people? Do we want them to target like we're fans of the crypto world and the crypto space? As a miner, do I want that to happen?
You want the SEC come take out the bad apples?
You do? Do we?
You do. So this is what I get torn apart on, like, because it's decentralized. It's us. We control. We make the rules and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the bad apples. In a good world, you get rid of the bad apples.
Mm-hmm.
Either kick them out or ha ha ha. So
can I? Okay, listen.
I'm on the fence. Like, how do you deal with a Sam Bankman-Fried? How you deal with the CEO of Kraken? How do you deal with the CEO of Tether? Like, how do you deal with these guys that's stealing and giving crypto a bad name?
I think it's weird. Again, I think it's one of those things where I'm going to plug invisible hands. Mm-hmm. It's an actual economic term. Mm-hmm. For self-regulation. I think when you add organizations like the SEC, what you do is you put them in a position where they become like, so like let's think about social norms and what we deal with mm-hmm. Culturally with the police, right? They come to certain neighborhoods, they don't really know how to interact with the people in the neighborhood, mm-hmm. and they're the ones now, they're the problem in the industry, right? Mm-hmm. So if you look at something like the SEC and you want them to crack down, well, they're not dealing with mining and crypto every day, day to day, mm-hmm. making the money, whatever the situation is with that drives the market. If they're regulating something that they're not really involved in, mm-hmm. they now become the problem because now they're slowing the pace of
the growth,
and development
mm-hmm.
of the crypto space. I think so. I think that's one of the downsides of having them draw people out.
So yeah, but you're right. So when you try to draw those people out, but like I said, the problem is that they drawn away the people that want to get into it. That I always find that the issue is like, mm-hmm. That family up the block. Mm-hmm. Dad to say, I got mm-hmm. real estate, got a few stocks, got a little extra money. Mm-hmm. And what's next? Crypto. Oh, FTX, Binance. Now, Binance didn't do nothing wrong. FTX. Oh, this guy.
All right, so let's take your example, right? Let's look at it from another perspective. I always say look at it from another lens. Mm-hmm. If you're in real estate and the regulators of real estate come back and say all your investments are now they mean nothing. Real estate is worth nothing. Mm. There's no taxes or there's no real benefits. Everything is stripped away from owning land. So if you own land now you owe the government money, right? So everybody that has land, what do you think they're going to want to do? Nope, we're going to hold on to our land because we still want to keep the piece of the pie, or just get rid of ours. Yeah, because we respect the rule of law, right? Mm-hmm. So if we don't respect the rule of law, we do what we want to do. I guess my point is that the rule of law regulators, they regulate.
What tech? I can't say the rest of it. I'm going to be real with you. Is that high five? I don't know my emoji. It's sad. I don't know my emoji signs. Is that clapping? So,
well,
let's go. We appreciate you. I don't know my emoji signs.
You don't know emojis?
I do, but you get too advanced for me now.
Really?
They do too much.
How they doing too much?
Doing too much, man.
Too much. Well, it's communication nowadays.
I know, right?
See, this is a perfect example of technology outpacing the law, or technology outpacing people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right, you're right.
Even in something as simple as communicating a basic comment, it's an emoji, and if
yes. Yes, I'm gonna go top. We're going over a little topic right here.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to someone. He said, "Oh, laugh out loud." I was like, "What?" But you didn't laugh. Like,
what's the point? Just saying laugh out loud.
We digress. What I'm saying.
Well, I mean, so so technically, you can't have this whole conversation without having a little bit of conjecture, right? The back and forth is kind of funny. But laugh out loud is funny because you didn't laugh out loud.
So laugh out loud. So.
It's really goofy. So yeah, man. As we were, I mean, I just want to know. Did we get to all of our topics for the day?
Yeah. So you mentioned that the government told you, "Bravo, guys." Yeah, we appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Bravo. Hey, so before we went, this is the last part. You said the government told people that own real estate that everything done to void. This means nothing. Are you comparing? It has still holds some value, and people still want to hold on to it.
Right, but that's the value you give to it at this point, right? It's just like anything else. Like people collect sneakers, they buy the sneakers that they want. You know, like the value is what they put into it, really, right? Like, you know, sometimes it's not really about what regulation says. It's about I didn't get into it for the law. I got into it for me.
Yeah,
I bought property for me, or I bought property for the investment. I bought property because I got a large family, or I want to make sure my legacy lives forever.
Yeah.
So in that regard, you want brokers, like we were talking about earlier. You want a broker to make sure you set that up properly for long periods of time and make sure it's set up properly. But if I just want to invest in day trade, I'm just going to jump on a Robinhood, and do my thing. So just to take it full circle back to where we started, that's kind of how you want to look at this sort of thing.
All right, everyone. I don't know if we're going to keep it for an hour, but this has been the Crypto Fix. I'm your man, Ed.
I'm Clay.
Next week, we back. Hopefully. I don't know if Clay won't come back next week.
I don't know. So, what do you think?
People let it know in the comments, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you got any financial? I mean, I don't think you can give financial advice.
No, we're just going to have fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have fun talking about crypto in the world of crypto space. What's happening.
We're going to get more guests.
Absolutely. Make sure. Let's find out if you want a challenge. Maybe we'll set up a challenge, a crypto challenge. Maybe figure out a way to get a crypto group together and we just BT miner it out.
All right, definitely, everyone. See you next week. We out.